don't have the fancy intro. We don't have the fancy intro or the fancy camera this time.
So there's no intro to us doing what we're doing right now.
This is the intro.
Oh, this is the intro.
This is the intro.
It's a live intro.
Hi, guys.
Think of it that way. It's a live.
It's a
intro.
live intro before the
We
live
need, like,
gimmick.
fancy graphics and like some.
It is. Well, that's because Chris is gone, so we don't have the
Yeah.
fancy stuff.
Yeah,
Pints and Pistons.
Minus Chris.
Pints and Pistons.
Minus Chris.
Minus Chris.
Minus Chris.
It's kind of like it's almost like a lo-fi. Not cell phone lo-fi, but it's more of a lo-fi.
Hi, Michael. School's Garage.
I'm like,
Hi.
he messaged me. He's like, "Is there an episode tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but like we didn't advertise it because like
We're not like we're like a 3-cylinder tonight.
yeah,
It's kind of
we're Geo Metro tonight.
Which, speaking of that, have either of you
Oh,
watched
whoa! It's a paper sighting.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Have either of you guys watched that Robot Cantina guy I've said to go watch yet? On YouTube?
no,
You gotta
but
go watch it.
it's feel it. It's a paper.
I am. It's beautiful.
Trying to see if there's.
And honestly, this
This
has
is
got-
so
this
fancy.
has got
Here,
me
where's
riled
the
in
where's
my
the last
loins.
one? I'm gonna put it back into
Ooh,
the
it's from
fridge.
Kilkenny. I've been to Kilkenny before. And I can tell you,
Kenny.
and I can tell you, in Kilkenny, the Sullivan name is everywhere. That's where Paige hails from.
So I found this today,
Irish ale.
and I was told this was going to be good enough that I would go back and purchase more. So expectations set kind of high. So this is from Sullivan's Brewing Company. It is their Maltings Irish Ale. It's a red. Comes from Ireland. So real deal import. Enjoy the canned version of our Maltings Irish Ale, our classic ruby ale with deep malt, combining rich biscuit and gentle caramel notes. Rich ruby color with good foam. Aroma is supposed to be salt and fruit taste balance of blended malt with hop bitterness.
Death can.
Good body with a dry finish.
Oh, it smells good. Oh, you my favorite color.
Now, I'm trying to do the hard thinking right now. If I had any if Sullivan's
You know what?
been around that long enough,
Okay,
I've had any.
a little bit too much of a hard pour, but that's a good head.
It said it has a good foam, and it does.
See, I tried to at least do a little bit of a harsher pour towards the end.
Because, you know, this is making me think. Probably not this. I think I may have had something from Sullivan's while
They did have another like a blonde ale of some sort there at ABC at the same time.
Yep, I did. I had Sullivan's Blonde Ale because it's the same label, but it's yellow on the beer tab.
Yes, they had a
All right, I had their blonde in over
they had
there.
4 packs of that also.
It was really good from what I
Brewing is
remember.
our blood.
Hell yeah, it is. And Ireland, it's all there are breweries everywhere over there.
This looks.
And it is it's a solid ruby color. It's not
Mhm.
hazy. It doesn't got anything floating. It's straightforward to the point red. Beautiful.
I was gonna say I might leave it like that and just add a little bit rest at the end because I wanted it to get a decent amount of head because it said that it had a really good head to it.
Well, you did have head, and then it went
Yeah.
its way down. That was
Ryan's
good.
Garage says, "What's up, guys? Hey, Ryan.
Hey,
How's it
Ryan!
going?
Hey,
thanks for coming.
seriously,
We
thank you guys.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
all-
you so much.
Mike was showing me some of your videos.
Yeah, because Dan wasn't up to date on
I
all
wasn't,
your
I'm
stuff,
sorry.
and I was
Dan,
like,
do
you
you
gotta watch this. You have to see this wonderful Dale tractor,
I was
and then
saying,
also
that
his
really-
third
that
gen.
lawnmower,
Oh,
I know you're saying sloppy welds and stuff. That's actually pretty well done.
yes.
And I'm surprised. I know you just said run it rich and everything, but that's a pretty decent turbo for that little tiny engine and everything.
And
Once
it
you
shoots flames
right?
and still cuts grass.
That thing's pretty awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Actually, it's a Ryan's Garage, but
Yes.
that's a sick build. That's
Yes,
Yes.
and one day
Cheers,
especially
boys.
when we have our actual camera,
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah.
because this is not our camera, this is a crappy webcam because Chris isn't here with his nice stuff.
Chris has got the legit setup. We're running off like the ghetto laptop and everything. When Chris gets here, we'll have to like patch you in on
Yeah.
Zoom or Discord or something like that and get you on the stream for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I think if we tried that, this computer would self-immolate.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
oh,
That's good.
that reminds me of Ireland, lads.
Oh,
You know
hell
what?
Yeah.
I need about 2 or 3 more sips, and I might do some things.
I need to save a little more money so I can go back. I've already got my plane tickets lined up.
No.
What, is this burnout juice or something?
I might have a change up in my lineup.
Yeah? You think so? I mean, this is a proper pub red ale.
I still got to put Robinut right at the top.
Yes, but I might have a change up in my lineup.
Yeah,
This might be a solid 2.
This is very worthy.
This might beat Diver Down and knock it out.
Yeah, I would put this ahead of Diver Down.
Yeah. So this is a big moment because our Reds ranking has not changed in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
He said, for sure, guys, appreciate the good words and support. Thank you so much.
Oh, if you want us to talk about weird lawnmower engine stuff, I found a YouTube channel of some guy that literally built a Briggs & Stratton V8.
That's amazing. And, you know, it doesn't surprise me in today's day and age.
Yeah.
With everything that's available, that's pretty
Yeah, this
awesome.
guy's a machinist, so he machines a bunch of
Of
stuff.
course.
But yeah, he literally, it's a Briggs & Stratton V8.
Well, it's like this robot cantina guy. He's a machinist and everything, and he's just got this absurd Saturn he's building. It's, you know, and them Saturn SC2 or whatever coupes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has a Kubota 3-cylinder diesel, like construction air compressor engine. in it.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
And it's hooked up to the Saturn's 5-speed manual. Now has a turbo.
What?
I think I saw something one of that popped up across my feed, but I was like, oh, I didn't watch it, but yeah, I did see something about that.
He said the Moist Mullet will be running Sunday. I cannot
Oh.
wait to see the Moist Mullet. My friend, that Camaro is looking astonishing so far. I love how you got that cup hood fit in. And, like...
See, I absolutely love the rear spoiler with the diffusers, like that whole thing.
It's all the tastes combined, in my opinion. It looks like a Euro
What a-
JDM Camaro with an ignorant, just big, just manifolds in.
It's what a third gen should be like, and it's one of those, like, I'm not the biggest Chevy guy out there, but I see his Camaro and I'm like,
Dude, it's bad.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it so bad. I want it so bad, and it's one of those, like, I can be in the 86 and see his 86 and be like, huh, you do better burnouts than I do.
He said amen.
I don't know what it was, but it was dying as it was turning.
Oh,
Spectrum Band.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Wayne at Wrench Monkeys did something, and I saw it with my own eyes, so you know it's true. But he's acquired an RX-8 that runs, doesn't smoke,
That right there makes me not believe this is happening.
doesn't overheat.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on all this.
Further, so you know the outside, it doesn't look too bad. It's like that, like blackish grayish color, and then it has just some random different colored front bumper on it. It's got coilovers on it. Might have been tuned a little bit. Body straight though. And then I looked inside, and I said to him, I said, "What year did you say this was?" He said, "No, 04." And I said, "But it's got a 6-speed in it." And he goes, "I know." And then I looked back at the interior, and I said, "This is a Shinka." And he goes, "Yup." So the Shinka came, 04s all came with 5 speeds. The Shinka came with a different transmission with a 6-speed, different rear end, and a different interior with like these little inserts and stuff. It was the Shinka Edition RX-8. 120,000 miles. Engine's also been rebuilt. Wraps like a freaking beauty. AC, everything. Less than $2,000.
Well, I can see less than $2,000 for an RX-8, but the not smoking, not leaking.
It sounds so healthy. The motor's been, it's like, he looked under the hood and he said, as soon as he saw the housings had been painted, he's like, the motor had to have been rebuilt. And I heard it. It's not ported, but it sounds extremely healthy. And from what I looked on, like when I was looking at the housings, I think somebody did a 13B with a Renesas internal setup. I think it's got a 13B in it, not a Renesas.
Right.
But it sounds amazing. Runs perfect. No lights. No nothing. Like I said, everything works.
It's like a unicorn.
Right? He said he's going to do a steel wide body on the Moist Mullet next year, and that just makes me so much more excited. like full like IMSA steel white body
That
Camaro
just
would be.
made my freedom boner go to 10.
Oh, speaking of unbelievable occurrences, I had something happen on the road today. A Bangle Butt 7 Series signaled a lane change. He did hang out and be a left lane dickhead for a little bit, so I signaled and undertook. And then after I undertook, he signaled and got back in the right lane.
My coworker at the place I don't work at, allegedly. Anyway, he had a 440 guy for a while. Did the M badging. You know that guy? Yeah. I walked him once. He didn't want to admit it. Eventually he did admit it. He finally upgraded. He let me drive it. Brand new, an M4.
Did you use turn signals, or do they come with turn signals?
They work. I made sure.
Oh wow!
And you know what's funny is when I got in, he knows that I'm like a car guy, and he's a enthusiast-ish and everything. And when I got in the car, before I even put it in reverse, I flipped the turn signals, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And then he saw it, he's like, he started laughing. But anyway,
So he knows.
so the new M4 is angry. It makes pops and bangs from the factory. And did I mention it's angry?
What color is it?
It's like this like ignorant deep blue.
It's been driving by my work in the mornings on his way to your work,
Probably.
and it and he keeps it in a certain gear, so it goes
I ripped it. Woo! The gearbox in that thing.
black
too.
wheels.
Yep.
Yep.
It's literally wah, pop, pop.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep. Yeah.
So when's he putting an arcade crackle tune on it?
I believe it already might have
it's
something.
Oh, that thing's fantastic.
Because
But
no,
then,
yeah.
It was funny 'cause,
Now that
like,
you're talking about it, yes, and he's
after I
been
drove it, I was
ignorant, like
"You finally
full on
bought
Michael
something so
Jackson
you can
South
beat
Park
me."
ignorant.
And
with
he
it.
looked at me and he's like, I was never trying to actually race you in the 440. And I was like, yes, you were. And he goes, yeah, you can beat me now. I'm like, yeah, I know I can. That's fine. I guess okay, but
Yeah, no, he's been driving by my work, and yeah, because it's been about. What time does he normally get into work?
he gets there like when I get there. Like actually before me, and I get to work usually around like 7:45.
Yeah.
And if he's driving from all the way down here, that he's usually there before I get there, chilling in his car. Yeah.
It's normally when I'm bringing my first load of trash out. So yeah.
That thing's sweet, man. Like I said, when I track mode and everything, when I launched, dude, that was so much fun. That car is so smooth. We don't need virus and threat protection right now. We are a threat to ourselves.
That's true. We are dangerous enough. We can fuck shit up on our
Look
own.
at me.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
know.
Look at me. Look at him.
I
got two functional legs, bitches.
Yeah, but both of those are like equal to my one.
I was gonna say,
Shut
yeah,
up.
if you like cut both your legs off and like measured them up, he's still taller.
I know. I know.
I might only be one-legged, but I can reach the top shelf.
And he's got beating canes at all point in times. He just slap you with it if he needs to.
I know, but I can scare you. Fire.
No, it
Fire.
doesn't. It doesn't.
He's like Frankenstein. I tried.
You failed.
I
You
failed.
came up a little short.
Because I always do. Which is why I took the uncomfortable stool, so I'm not sitting in the lower chair, so I can actually see over the bar.
Yeah, even me sitting in that chair,
me
basically.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, me
me
sitting in that chair is like him standing.
Yeah.
So
I read something kind of humorous on
What's
one of
your
the auto-
humorous thing?
So
Did you say on Yahoo?
no, on one of the auto blogs.
I thought you said Yahoo. I'm like,
No,
who
on-
the fuck uses Yahoo anymore?
No, on one of the auto blogs. I think I first saw it on the Drive, and I later think I also saw it on Jalopnik. Some chucklehead in Spain decided to take his Renault on a track day,
Hmm.
and he rolled it. And then him and his dad came up with a brilliant idea to drag it off the track and report it stolen. And then when the insurance company paid on it, now this was not an expensive car. This was like 11 or 12,000 euro was the payout on it.
So you mean like the Hellcat swapped Miata?
Sorta.
I like that guy with the
So-
Mustang in the track.
So they basically reported the car stolen, and they got a payout on it. And then when the towing company came to get the car and it was gone, and then they basically said, oh, well, we sold it for parts and blah, 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 blah. And then immediately back to me being a Gen Xer and believing that pictures and video is not memories, it's fucking evidence, and it turned out to be true because then all the social media came up of people posting small videos of this car getting absolutely smashed on the track, and they ended up getting arrested and going to jail.
Ryan, we're in Central Florida.
And more North Central Florida.
Yeah,
North Central Florida. Yeah, North Central Florida.
Hour-ish above Tampa, hour-ish west
Gainesville.
of Orlando.
Florida.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yes,
if you,
I literally had to do it in every Soggy Waffles thing to figure out my directions.
yeah, if you if you know what a manatee is, those creatures are in our backyard.
Yeah. A lot of people frolic here for manatees.
You know, I had a thought about manatees.
They tasted.
If you wanted, if you wanted to not go extinct, put it on a bun.
Allegedly.
Put it on a bun. Think about it.
Yeah, that's
Chickens.
no.
Chick,
Why do you think bison are coming back? Bison are coming back because of it.
if it tastes good on a hamburger bun, it won't go extinct.
One of the best burgers I've ever had, the bison burger at Burger Station.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on. He said, man, I need to move. You guys are in an outdoor room with t-shirt. Yeah, we're on Mike's back porch. It is 80 degrees outside
It
right
sucks.
Yeah, this is just a preview of what our summer's going to be like.
Yeah. We didn't
Now-
we got like a 2-day winter this year.
Well, no, we had about a 2-week one, and so Ryan, the thing is like right now it's warm and humid as hell. So when we say humid, we mean 100% humidity. Like it is, it sucks.
And the thing is about those winter days, it will go from being 30 degrees in the
No,
morning.
no, it'll go from being 20 degrees in the morning
Yeah.
To
to
70 in the afternoon.
with 100% humidity, and then 2 days later it'll be 95, and that's why we're
Yeah.
all sick all the
Like
time.
Mike just said, it's best when it's 98 and it feels like 113. Yeah, the summer kind of melts you. It's just the humidity is so terrible. We're right on the water right here, too.
Actually, it's only 78% humidity. So
Ooh,
this is like
we're doing
this is
good
like a
right
dry
now.
spell for us.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't feel so moist.
Yeah, it's like a dry spell for us.
You never have to put moisturizer on here.
No, you just say constantly moist.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody who sweats,
It sucks.
You always
You sweat a lot.
no matter what.
Gonna say my one medicine makes me sweat so much, and it's horrible. I literally walk to the mailbox and have to come inside and change shirt and underwear.
A month from now, you're going to go outside and you can basically swim through the air because it's so humid.
And like
It'll take your breath away.
and all the turbo cars run like dog shit.
Yeah.
during the summer.
Yeah, because you can't compress fluids.
Yeah.
No. That's
So
not
right now
He
is
said we had negative 30 this winter. Oh.
so it's one of those right now. Our cars running is basically what your turbo cars up there run during the summer. In the winter, that's how and we're like boost season because it's 70 degrees and like
And the,
six-
the humidity drops below 60%.
Yeah.
Ryan, you must be far up there then. Negative 30 this winter. My wife's from Maine. That's like this winter. Her grandparents went up there. It was peaking negative like 30 something with 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but we have
No.
we have those everyday hurricanes that happen during the summer. Because for at least 45 minutes a day, once it
3
hits
o'clock.
Once it hits May, from 3 to 5 o'clock,
Yep.
you're getting about 6 inches of rain,
It's a fucking monsoon is what it is.
70-mile-per-hour winds, lightning so much that it hits everything.
The wind today.
The-
Oh, the
man.
wind today
25
were almost 40 miles per hour.
Oh, dude, when I went out to get beer, I was on 486, and the crosswind coming from 486 was
I was watching
rowdy.
people almost hit each other. So he said he lives in Ohio. He lives right by Summit Racing in Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, Ohio, are you okay? Are you covered in the toxic gas cloud right now?
Oh yeah, something
that's-
happened out there.
Yeah, that train crash, and that is
That's
the
a
messed,
whole rabbit hole thing that I
that
could
is
go on
the
and talk
messed up
about.
shit.
Oh,
Hey, we had a nuclear power
plant
plant here, so
No,
that every day at school every Friday at
No.
school we had the warning bells go off.
This
so.
whole train thing is like crazy.
Oh, yeah,
like when you read into everything that's out there about it.
Oh yeah, people's chickens are just croaking. One guy lost all of his honeybees, dead.
50,000 fish have died so far.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
saying the extensive damage could be potential up to a 1,300-mile radius. You know how far we are from East Palestine, Ohio? 1,002 miles.
You can see videos of them standing at a creek, and the creek looks like it's all clean, and then they drag a stick across the bottom and instant oil slick.
Yep, and it looks like the sky. It looks like fucking Fallout, like a bomb went off.
So you're gonna have like the
That's
BP
about
guy
an hour
going
south of
like,
you. Dude, I hope you're
I'm
okay up there,
sorry.
man. That's scary.
Oh no, this is bad enough. I think the BP. I think the guys at the BP corporate are going.
He said it's only an hour away from him where that's
Oh
happening.
wow.
I hope you're all right, man. That's
For real,
scary
that's-
stuff. Seriously. Yeah, we always live in the threat that we have a fucking power plant right here that could.
I mean, even though it's deactivated, it's one of those we have. They buried their shit underneath it. Yeah. But seriously, every single Friday, and me and Dan went to the same high school, and it was every single Friday at noon.
You hear them all over the county, especially out where you live in Pine Ridge.
At
All
noon,
over the county. You could
Oh
hear
yeah,
them
we
all.
could
We
hear
had
him. We could hear him at
sirens,
Lacano High School.
and they
We
would
could hear him going off.
test. And Dan, remember that because it was my junior year, your senior year, when it went off at noon on Friday, and then 5 minutes later it went off again, and we all stopped and looked at each other like, it's gone off twice. It's gone off twice, and they had to come over to intercom going, someone hit the button twice, and they got fired. Because scared the entire fucking county.
Our band teacher was like so fresh moving into the county. He literally was on the same week. And Friday came, and I was in band class around noon, and the alarm went off. And I remember seeing him. He was like at his desk reading, and he just went like this. And he started looking around. And then a few of us noticed and started feeding into it. We're like, oh my God, that's the nuclear plant alarm. And he's like, what? He's grabbing his stuff. He's like, what?
Easy there, buddy.
No, you're good. It was
Easy, buddy.
That was hilarious. No, but I'm glad I don't do that anymore. It was properly annoying.
Yeah, it was. It was.
You could definitely tell when it was noon on a Friday, though.
Yeah.
No matter where you were.
Because all the out-of-towners stopped and were freaking the fuck out.
Remember that.
Yep. For a minute
I don't know.
straight.
I don't know if the ones here are, but I know, like over the years, like through the 50s and 60s and stuff like that, and even in the 70s, a lot of those warning sirens like that were powered by Chrysler Hemis.
Don Garlett's has that one. Yeah. It's the big block. It's the 440 from 19. No, it's the 380 something.
383.
Yeah, 383. But it's from 1965. He fired it up a couple years ago at the Mopar show, and it was the one that was it was in Hawaii, is where it came from, and that thing went at full tilt. There's a couple of videos on. He was on one of the car channels, like car TV shows back in the day, and when they fired it up, and I think BBC even came out and did a thing about it.
Possible.
But like that thing at like 1,500 RPMs, you could hear it. I think it was 12 miles away. Yeah, and he fired it up full tilt. Yeah.
By the way, if anybody does come to Florida, North Central Florida specifically, you have to go to Don Garlett's Drag Racing Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to check out both buildings, because even the non-drag racing stuff is amazing.
Well, and see, the great thing of where we live is I see him at least twice a week in town.
Yeah, he literally just rolls around in a little
Driving
Dodge
in
Dakota.
town. All of a sudden, I'll be at the gas station, and I'll be like, oh, hi, Big Daddy. He's pumping gas too, or something. Hi. I'm like, fucking waving to Don Garlett's getting gas. Hi, Don.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Well, when we were there for the sick week stop up, he just sort of drove in, just drove in all casual. He was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And just drove and went home.
Mike said that he comes into his wife's job all the time.
Oh yeah, no, he's around here constantly. Constantly.
Mr. Garlett's.
Yep.
So
that museum is freaking cool.
Have you been to that museum?
I have.
Once? That's it?
Only once.
Okay, so
We brought Dan. Well, we brought Dan. Not Dan.
Chris.
Sorry, you're Dan.
It's okay.
we took Chris, and
Wrong bearded wonder.
his mind was properly blown.
Oh yeah.
That was right before he moved to Georgia.
Yeah, so my dad took me there when I
right now.
Yeah.
So my dad took me there when I was a kid, and I remember when you walk in the museum and you take the first row and you go all the way down towards the door. Right there on the corner is this thing. I remember when I was a kid, I looked at that one. Holy shit! I want this so bad. This is the coolest thing ever. And then a few years ago, our Mustang group went there as one of our pony ride deals. And I was telling a couple of people, I was like, yeah, I said, when I was here when I was a kid, I said, there was this thing, it was over in this corner, And I remember when I was a kid, I wanted it worse than anything. It was the freaking coolest thing ever, and I really wanted it. And it was still sitting there. And I was like, scratch that. I still want this thing in the absolute worst way. I would probably kill myself on it, but I'd die with a smile. And then when we went
But Chris,
with us and took Chris, I told him the same thing. I was like, by the way, over there's this. If it's still there, there's this thing. It's a go-kart with 2 ceramic pulse jet engine on the back of it. It's a goddamn pulse jet powered go-kart. It's the coolest goddamn thing
like
ever.
the crappiest looking go-kart ever.
But it's got 2 ceramic ball jet engines on the back of it. I don't
And it goes
care.
100 miles per hour.
I would kill myself on that, but I would die with a smile, and that is the coolest goddamn thing ever. And that's what my gravestone sale.
It doesn't have brakes.
Killed on a stolen jet-powered go-kart that came from Down the Gardens Museum.
Are you going to Eagle this Sunday?
Yes, I am. I'll be judging.
There you go. There's your answer.
Yes, we will be picking people's cars apart and hopefully making a few of them cry. Because that's what we do.
Oh, is my
I
guess in
believe
that?
Ed will be there. So
Yeah, I got Ed real good last year.
he didn't get to go to Concours the Elegance, so he's very bummed about that.
I would be too.
Every trailer and everything he could find to rent, the Monte Carlo wouldn't fit. Too long.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. And he was thinking, he's like, I'm just going to drive the car down there. And he's like, I've driven the car 4 hours before, but he's like, but this is Concours. He's like, what if I get there and I don't have time to clean the car afterwards? And he was just so worried about that. And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
And also, too, like, he was going to have to stay at a hotel. Well, you go park your car there and then do what? Walk to the nearest hotel he could find with a room was 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So there was nothing he could do, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got old Ed pretty good last year. It was 2 different shows to do
It
it.
was fantastic, though. He deserved it.
Yeah. So at our show, he was worried about his car being on the field with my car at our show. But I was display only because, I'm helping with the judging and stuff like that. So rather than dealing with people saying, oh, well, you only won because you're in the club or you only won because you're doing judging thing, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a crap. I have enough stacks of these damn plaques at my house. They'll have stacks sitting on the floor. I don't have any place to put them. Okay, I've won enough of them. So I was display only. And as we were parking cars in and I was coming back out and checking and seeing, I see the tail end on the road. Mustang looks like mine. I was like, it's got to be Ed. And you had told me that he was a little bit nervous up the whole week. So when I went down there, I looked at him. I was like, so lucky I'm display only. And then I guess he got his plaque at our show. But then the following week, there was another show. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll go ahead and enter this one. And I ended up winning Best Modern. First place in Best Modern with that one. And he won the same thing with the older cars with his Monte Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
So then after the awards and everything and everybody's packing up, I took the big-ass trophy and walked up to Ed. And I was like, told you were lucky last week. Ed and I have very similar cars.
Yeah, he saw you today, actually.
Where was I?
He at Brett's house. He asked me, he's like, is that where Brett lives? I'm like, yeah, because Brett came up to work in his car before, and Ed was oogling over it.
Yeah, the engine's about to come out of the Mach 1. It's unbolted, it's ready to come out, and it won't be too long before that 408's ready to go in. Now, that thing is that car, even without the nitrous, that thing is, even without the, Russ even said, he's like, you probably should have driven that car a little bit more. Chris like, why? He's like, because that's the last time you're going to enjoy traction.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those. I'm gonna nickname it the Ninja Chop.
Yeah, because that thing's just going to be rocking around going potato, 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 potato. It's a 408 stroker. Yeah.
That's like that guy who lives. I don't know if he lives by me. I see him all the time though. I'm friends with him on Facebook too. I haven't asked him what he's got done, but he's got a blue C6 Corvette. Well, actually, it's wrapped now. It's like purple. But that thing.
Oh, I know. Yep.
Whatever it's supercharged as well. I think it's got a turbocharger.
That thing is. He
That's not even potato. It's bag of potatoes. Bag of potatoes. Bag of potatoes. Bag of potatoes.
He comes up to the Saturday show from time to time, and when he stands on that thing, it's friggin' rowdy.
He's had that car for a long time, and he approached me. He was like, "Dude, just want to let you know I love your car." And I'm like, "What?
Can I just hear yours
Like,
for a second? Please just let it idle for 10 minutes.
And he's like, "Will it keep up with mine?" I'm like,
No.
No. And he's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm still on a stock." He goes, "It sounds so good." I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds good." Doesn't mean it's.
I appreciate you thinking that way.
I'm
Oh,
like, "How's your car?"
you
He
ignorant.
goes, "I barely got all the way into it. It's a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet it is."
Yeah.
Oh, so I got a one-leg interaction story that you guys might appreciate.
I picked up what was supposed to be 2 top loaders. Unfortunately, what I got was 1 4-speed and 1 3 plus overdrive.
Who was that?
Mike.
He
said he'll be stopping by to see one.
Cool.
But
So
because he works right across the street.
did you meet a fellow one-legged?
No, this is kind of even better. So for the party,
Oh yeah.
on my way over here, I'm old, so I got meds I gotta take. So on the way from the Wendy's meet over to Mike's house, I stop up at Racetrack in Lecanto to grab me something to with Dr. Pepper or whatever, something to to wash my my medicines down with. And as I'm standing, I'm just about to step up to the register and pay, and I see an old guy on a cane. And he looks at me, he was like, "Oh man, you were hurt pretty bad." I was like, "Yeah, I was in a car wreck." And he was like, "I was hurt really bad once. I almost lost my leg too." And I was like, "Well, I actually did. Better luck next time." I looked at him and said, "Well, I actually did. Better luck next time." And he just looked at me with a confused face, and then I looked at the cashier. I was like, "My work here is done."
He's like, back in Nam though.
I damn near almost did. Like, well, shit.
Don't laugh, but 15-ish years ago, obviously not looking as old as I do now, I actually had somebody come up and ask me if I lost my leg in the war. I was like, "Oh, which war is that?" He's like, "Oh, World War II, the Great War."
Wait, what?
Like, "No, sir, I was."
To this day, you don't even look.
I was like, "No, sir, I was not in World War II."
Wasn't there yet.
Yeah, that.
I was in World War CRX.
Yes.
You remember that one? That was a great Japanese war.
It was a very quick engagement. It
Are
was
you
a
the reason why they... Never mind.
very quick engagement. Oh, crack all the jokes you want.
No, it's not about you. The whole... Something...
That was the whole "fuck you dolphin, fuck you whale" controversy that happened.
Fuck are you, dolphin? Fuck are you, whale?
And they said, "Brian, catapulting that way." That was the start of it.
That episode was pretty goddamn funny.
And that's how we got. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, woo! Sorry.
Yeah.
Mike's done. Woo!
It's not me this time.
Neither one of us broke it.
He did it to himself.
He broke
I
himself.
did it to myself. I did it to myself. I'm sorry. I have so many inside jokes going inside my head right now.
He broke.
Many conversations.
Once we go off the air, I have so many things to say. Many things to
Don't forget
say.
about that.
He broke himself. Yeah, that's true. You'll probably forget.
Whew. No, I won't. Cause
Yeah.
if it made me do that, I'm not gonna forget it.
All right, so we normally talk about car stuff. So I've talked about a couple
Oh,
of car things. What do you guys?
Did you see the Beast? Oh,
So
anyway,
it's
sorry.
so that the transformation is now complete on US 19.
No, we still got Love and Eagle and Village.
Oh yeah, so it's
Wait, what are
not.
you
Well,
talking
that
We bought Nissan.
mouse.
Really?
Yeah.
So you bought it from because
Crystal, kind of.
Crystal owned the building,
Yeah.
and then Moss
Leased it.
leased it, but then Crystal still had upstairs.
Correct. So we bought it from Crystal, I guess.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird. So
It
you bought.
really was.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, so you bought
Yeah.
that, or did you also buy Moss Nissan? Like
Yes.
they're that location.
Yes.
So you bought the Nissan from Moss. Moss is backing down to their Newport Richie.
No, the Brooksville. They have a. If you haven't heard, they have a mega store they built in Brooksville.
Did not know that.
It's
Where?
I don't know. We deliver to them occasionally. All I know
Because
is
I knew they had.
it's
I knew they had a Newport Richie one.
No, they
Yeah.
built one in Brooksville.
That was their
and
original
supposedly-
one.
Yeah, supposedly the one in Brooksville is
'Cause
like
the-
bigger than the one in Newport Richie.
Well, because
Wow.
they bought the Furman Nissan
Mhm.
and Newport Richie's, and then with Moss Nissan there. So it
Actually,
went
way
from-
back in the day, it was Suncoast Nissan.
It was Suncoast Nissan, but then it was Furman Nissan because that's where my mom bought her first Altima from because it was
Yeah.
the Furman
Yeah, it
Nissan,
was
then
Furman
Furman
Chevrolet,
Chrysler,
and Furman Chevrolet and all those
Furman
down there.
Chrysler and all that stuff.
But yeah, that was.
So also the US 19 car dealerships is almost a complete.
It went from
We have
almost
enough-
all
we have enough
lambs.
used cars for
It went from almost
And went
all
from lambs to
lambs
Jenkins.
to
So-
all Jenkins.
Leroy S. Mort, vive le roi. The king is dead. Long live the king. That's kind of how it's turned out.
For the most part.
Because now Jenkins owns from Ocala down.
Ocala?
Gainesville down.
Gainesville?
I don't know. I
Georgia.
Jenkins is huge. Jenkins is absolutely huge.
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 No, it's not.
Huge.
It's not. It's not. What's that guy? He's not around anymore.
Oh, speaking
It's
of...
gonna be you.
Oh, yeah, you know,
Yes,
speaking
yes,
of
I
dealer-
know exactly who you're talking. Oh, fucking hell.
Speaking of dealership...
Fuss something with an F.
Oh, he had an appliance store.
And Kia and Nissan.
Yeah.
And New York and here.
What was that guy's name?
I
Sorry,
know exactly. I can see him. I can see him.
I can too. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
yeah, speaking of dealers and stuff, man, now there's dealers in a lot of states, and I think it's happening here in Florida too, are really trying to ramp up to keep Rivian and Tesla from doing like direct consumer car sales.
Oh, to try to
Yeah.
makes sense.
Not really.
Well,
I mean, I understand it from their perspective because as long as the dealers' laws are in to protect them, they can do that.
that's
But
not even from their perspective.
Well, hey, speaking of EV shit, did you see? David Tracy, he went to do he went to look at that BMW,
the
IE3, and like he was trying to find the cheapest one because he just recently moved from Michigan to
You
Los
solo.
Angeles.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes,
What is
thank
it?
you.
You solo.
Yeah.
You solo Kia.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Seriously, because yeah.
it was right there for all of us. We couldn't get it.
And I remember the commercials and everything. But yeah, so David Tracy went to go look at that BMW and that, and he was trying to find the cheapest one around. And when he got there, like he couldn't go test drive it because it only had like 10 miles, like of range and all that. And they're like, oh well, we gotta charge it. So we found like the cheapest motel, and literally it didn't have running water. That was a whole different fucking story and all that. But he got there the next day, and he still couldn't do a full test drive of it because it only had 43 miles of range. And he ended up finding out that because it was a recent trade-in, they hadn't done a battery test onto it, like a battery life test onto it. So like they're supposed to like when a car gets when an internal combustion engine car gets traded in, you go over
goes through service.
It doesn't need a tune-up. Does it have this? Does it need any major things? Can we put it off and like put it on the lot for sale, but it needs like one or two like little things versus
Basically go through service to see if it's a backlot sale, an auction car, or a frontline sale.
This one wasn't didn't have any battery stuff in. So it's supposed to go through a battery test, and you get a full-on sheet that says like okay,
It tests all the cells and
anything
everything.
from
It's a big
75% up is okay for a used market electric car and all that. So it's basically like with a phone and all that. Like when new, the battery capacity is 100%. Over the years, like it drops down. It's understandable. It's like it's like a internal combustion motor. When it gets to a certain amount of miles, you gotta rebuild it, type deal. Understandable. This one did not have any of that service done. They were still asking a decent amount of money for it. And he brought up the point of, now that we're on to, with electric cars now being they're at the point of a used car market of it, that needs to be a standard of, it needs to be done initially as soon as the car comes in.
It needs to be part of the used car thing.
Because that affects the value of, it didn't have, like, if it doesn't have it done, okay, we'll drop the price $3,000 because I don't know if I'm going to buy this car and I'm only going to have 50 miles of range on a full charge versus, 200 miles on a full charge.
Oh, it's just like those people who bought that electric Focus, remember, for their daughter in California?
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be one of those things.
Yeah, the cost to replace the battery was going to be more than the car was worth.
Have you guys ever been to NPD in Ocala?
Oh, yeah, many times. I've been in the back many times.
Yeah, the car collection back there is amazing.
That is one of my favorite places to go.
I think the coolest cars there though are the concept cars and
there's
the
a car. They have a car there.
They have a sport car.
They have a car and it's purple.
They have a styling prototype for the Ford Tempo.
Yep.
That was supposed to have been crushed.
In 82.
It's recorded.
It's in 82.
It's recorded as being crushed.
But it's not.
But they have it.
It's not.
They also have a 77 Cougar that the entire hood is signed by all the 70s TV and movie stars because that car was in so many TV shows, movies, and TV commercials. They also have the very first serialized Fox body. It wasn't first built with everything, but the very first serialized Mustang, Fox body is a 79 Ghia coupe with a 2.3 turbo with a 4-speed manual with full leather interior in it with the TRX wheels, and they also had the very last serialized Fox body, which is a bright red, white top, white interior GT with an automatic. And then they have a couple GT500 KRs.
Mike said it's at a 4-door Cougar.
No, it's a 2-door. It's a 2-door long, like the long.
Big Cougars.
Cougar,
big ones.
77s.
Jeez, so stupid.
Also they have a 79 pace car that is the 2.3 turbo with the sunroof that only has 2,000 miles on it, and also a one or two Boss 4. I think he has a 69 429 and a 70 429.
Yeah, the black one, because one of the NPD runs that we went on, we took the black one.
And that's the great thing about all the cars there. All the cars in his collection run, he drives them all. So that black 429, even though it only has 30,000 miles on it, I have been in a Ocala show at the Ford dealership there to where Rick has actually driven, even though it's only 5 miles from there to the Ford dealership there, has driven this 69 black 429 Boss Mustang on original tires to the dealership, and then leaving, spun the tires in first and second gear.
Yeah, got on it. They have a pair of 1956 Lincoln Continental Mark IIs, the 2-doors.
That are beautiful.
One of them's a light green color.
And the best color.
It was like this weird, cool factory order special color for somebody.
Because it also has the vinyl top on it too.
And then they also have one that's blue and silver that's been repowered with like a 460 that was done for Bill Ford Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was the football fan, the Lions.
But it's one of those.
So it's basically done in Detroit Lions colors, and
they don't only have Fords. They have Chevys. They have.
They've got all
there's a couple Nissans there. Like they have everything.
They have a pair of Dodge Stealth RTs there. Stupid low miles on them. Just a pair of them.
Beautiful.
And he's like, it's not normally a car that we would buy. He's like, but they came as a pair, and they're such low miles, and they're so perfect. He's like, they're an absolute fit for what we have going on.
And they're fun to drive.
So we bought them. It was just like...
But it's one of those, he has one of the 107 93 Cobra R's. 107. That's it. 107. He has one of them. And he drives it around the block every once in a while. He has a 95 Cobra R that he drives around the block every once in a while. With a motor that's a display motor. Cut in half.
Yeah,
that's one of the sectional.
Has it?
It's got. There's
then he has a 2000 Cobra R.
Yeah, the one you had to have an SVCA license to buy.
Right.
He's got one. And on the last run that we did from NPD to Cedar Key prior to the last Silver Spring show, he had his 05 GT out and leading the parade with that. Yeah.
His daily driver is a 2010 GT500 with a glass roof, which was extremely rare because they only did, I think, like 200 with a glass roof.
Yeah. But like I said, just walking through there, all the concept cars, the one-offs, the prototypes and shit that are sitting back there and stuff that shouldn't have made it outside of Ford, but there they are.
All of them drive.
Yeah,
he
cool.
drives all of them.
Yeah, everything there that is... Well, like the Tempo, it's a non-running, no engine. Yeah. It's literally just a styling prototype.
Right.
So it was basically the kind of car that was just, a couple steps beyond being a clay model.
Yeah.
It was one of those. So it's all plastic panels and stuff like that. But it's just a steel space frame. It's just something you push around.
Right.
But it's still, that particular the serial number on that is marked down as having been crushed, but it wasn't. It's cool stuff. And here's the thing: they're usually not open to the public in general. But if they're kind of slow and they're not super busy, if you walk in there and buying parts, you can be like, "Hey, go in the back." And it's a 50-50 shot of whether they'll say yes or no, but it's been known to happen. And there's always cool cars right out in the showroom, right out in the lobby too. There's stuff that gets rotated in and out of there So, yeah, cool place.
It is a cool place. Been there like twice, I think. I bought some.
Yeah, and just this year, that was the checkpoint for Sick Week, but we didn't know about it because it wasn't shown on the map. So we didn't know about it until the next day when all the pictures and videos started coming out. And it's like, God damn it.
Mhm.
So what interesting automotive shit did you read about today or this week?
The only really interesting automotive thing I read about was Auto Evolution's their article about the Kia thefts and what Kia is doing to combat the thefts. Because they literally in detail explained what Kia is doing to combat the thefts, and now all the thieves know the workaround.
Yeah.
So
Nice going, guys.
yeah, that's
Oh yeah, like I said, State Farm, Progressive, and a couple other companies, insurance companies in certain states will no longer write new policies on those cars. They're keeping the existing policies, but they're not writing new policies on those cars. That's gotta suck.
Can you imagine that?
Still waiting to hear an update from guy in California.
Hyundai guy?
Yeah, Hyundai guy
I
in
haven't seen
California.
nothing on him. Been seeing more and more of those cars, but nothing that he's came out with.
Yeah, at some point you say screw it, buy another car, and then you call the loan company and go, hey, I'm not paying for this, come
Might
get
as
it.
Well, move out of California.
Yeah, well, move out of California would be a good start. Well, that's kind of interesting, though. If you get a car that you can't register in California, that they put that kind of shit on the title or on the registration, can you register it in another state? Would that affect being able to register that car, like, say you're in Florida?
Well, if they did some kind of registration suspension, then yeah, I'd imagine.
Well, I mean, and the reason why I bring up Florida is because we can basically put a license plate on a shopping cart in our state.
Fair enough.
About the only thing I found that Florida gets pissy about is titles that are fraudulently filled out,
Yes.
like the 400-something JDM cars that are on the list now. So,
Mike said,
Sorry, Sabrina was
What?
telling me extra stuff.
Mike said, what is the best factory-built sleeper car?
Marauder.
Mm,
No, there's more, but that's essentially off the just show. First gen show.
first gen Taurus show.
I love it.
Instantly.
That's what I was just thinking.
Well, because the thing was,
Delicious lightning.
but here's the thing though, the first gen Taurus show,
6% alcohol, 100%.
you could basically that was basically what the cop cars were.
Yeah.
Because you could identify the cop cars because it had the same slits in the grill next to the turn signals as the SHO, and it had the same engine and everything.
I told you. It is full on blue Powerade.
But it's fizzy.
Not really. I just poured it horribly.
What is it with you, Mike? It's not your glass.
No, it's me.
Your glass is the same shape as us.
What is going on? It's blue.
Yeah, like I said, so I'm curious as to actually just enjoy a full one of these to see what that's like, because I only had like a small taste of it at the beer.
Oh, I want to read this one off.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, so because science. Marker Aid, wonderful Marker 48. So it's Marker Aid Bluelicious Lightning is scientifically designed to be our most thirst-quenching blue beverage yet. It's true, but don't just take our word for it. Scientists agree. Yep, it's definitely blue. Scientists. Before drinking Marker Aid Blue Delicious Lightning, I was thirsty. Now I can confidently say I am not another scientist.
Alright. I won't.
Okay, I got a little. I think my glass might be shaped differently than yours.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it might be.
Definitely still glass shaped.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but I have a little bit left. So, Dan, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Blue Powerade.
Tastes like
it tastes like blue Powerade.
carbonated blue Powerade, really. Just a slight bit of bubbliness, but
Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, like I said, this is the kind of stuff you can take a couple of these and throw them into your Yeti cup, stick them on the cup holder of your lawnmower.
Put it over some ice, and I bet you it'll probably be better over ice.
Yeah.
But no, so
I can't help but smile when I
no, so this is from one of our local breweries, Marker 48, who we absolutely love. We
even live
love.
stream from their location.
Yes, we
Yeah,
love Marker 48.
If you have a chance to get down there and check out their place,
It's an old quick lube place to where literally the under bays is where they store the wine and a lot of
all
their
the casks
stuff.
and all of everything they do it, and you're sitting there at the tables. You can
Look
right
down
down
and see all the stuff.
and it's right there.
They're wonderful. All their stuff is made in house. And they have grown amazingly, and
it's just a genuinely good group of people down there.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
It's so good.
Fantastic people.
So this is it's a seltzer, and this is our first seltzer doing on the show. And I normally hate seltzers. This is the only seltzer I've ever had that I actually like. And it's seriously not blue Gatorade, blue Powerade.
So you forgot one small thing.
With alcohol.
The future of flavor starts here.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, like I said, you could put a couple of these in your Yeti, stick that in a cup holder on your lawnmower.
It's
And when you're done mowing the lawn and your Yeti's empty, you're going to go and fill it up again, and then you're going to go out and do some weed whacking, and then when you're done weed whacking, you're going to finish that up, and you're going to go out and try to edge your sidewalks and edge your driveway, and wonder why you can't follow the straight line on the edges of your driveway.
it's just it's so good. It is so good. It really does quench your thirst. It's
It tastes like Powerade.
Yeah.
See, what it tastes like to me was when I was in my teens.
Allegedly.
Yeah, the blue Powerade mixed with Hypnotic. Because that was a big thing that we did was take blue Powerade, take a couple of sips out of it, and pour a thing of Hypnotic into it, and you got drunk and hydrated at the same time. You could go longer.
See, my generation was old school.
We were scientists. We're like, we need Powerade to hydrate ourselves, but we can get drunk off of Hypnotic, so we're going to combine the two and throw up a little bit less.
Now,
But all the more blue.
no, we were just old school. We would get the giants. We would get the giant sodas from Circle K, pour a little bit out, drop in the Captain Morgan. We're good.
Is that like having the whiskey wipers?
Yeah, but you weren't hydrated. You were drinking soda. We were drinking Powerade
Yeah, we weren't
with
looking
a shit ton of Hypnotic in it.
we weren't looking to be hydrated. We just wanted a buzz.
What about Sparks? Remember Sparks?
Oh, no, no,
Alcoholic
no,
energy drink?
no. Oh, God, that just sent a tingle down my spine that I don't want anymore. Oh, my mouth's watering. No. Damn you, Dan.
Is it watering because it's tasty or watering because you're about to throw up?
No, that was horrible. That was some horrible shit.
If he hurls and makes a mess from his...
No, that
Pearls.
was...
It's going to be your fault.
No,
You're in direct, like,
that was
so you're
some
in a
bad
splash
shit. That's like the original test of
If you
Four
start to puke, I will
No,
kick you the fuck over.
I'm good. It's just one of those, like, you get in your head, you taste, like, that memory. It's like me with the Jaeger. I love Jaeger, but, like,
Is that like Taste the Rainbow?
yeah.
That's what I was just
Yeah.
thinking.
You ever have those memories and all of a sudden, like, the flavor pops up and you're like, oh, God, no.
COVID has destroyed me. I don't know flavor
Well,
anymore.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but you can't
enjoy
smell-
your
but
blue
you can't
water
smell
then.
poop and farts, so...
It's the best.
You get like
isn't
it's like
it?
a
It's a
superpower.
superpower. It
Yeah,
really
you
is.
got like a Wuhan war weapon superpower.
I did. It's literally the best thing.
Also, remember all those things I sent you guys? We haven't touched on a single fucking one.
Yeah, you want to bring one of those up?
Yeah, now I gotta look and see what I...
Bring one up and then we'll do Bring a Trail.
yeah.
Did we talk about one of those things? Kind of?
No.
Not really.
No.
Oh, we didn't talk about
None of them.
I like all three things too.
So, I wanted to talk about the Beast.
You can also, only people who've seen the article, and
Okay.
we didn't bring any pictures.
I would talk about the
Hey, manual gearbox.
Yeah, the rise.
Popularity.
yeah, it's kind of
Those
increasing.
were words. Let me get the actual...
I know you were also.
Those are
I know you were
words.
also. You also mentioned the pricing of the new Mustang. I have
Yeah,
thoughts.
well, what... Okay, well, we'll do that one. We'll do that one because you have thoughts. So go ahead, Brian. Talk about your thoughts. Or no, that's a rotary bus.
Kill it with fire.
I like it.
So from the front end, it looks like a Mach-E and a 5th Gen Camaro got together on a drunken night and had an out-of-wedlock love child.
I didn't know you meant that. Yeah, I agree. That.
See,
I don't
see.
like this.
The mirrors look like they came from a Chevy Malibu or something from the GM parts bin. The side view from the B-pillars back looks like a 6th Gen Camaro. The tail panel looks like the Kmart version of that Giugiaro show car from about 6 years ago. And the interior, specifically the dash, fills me with a seething rage. And the only way that rage can be soothed is
One of these.
a
The screen right here.
Molotov cocktail.
Okay. So, with Brian's point on that, you just literally sounded like every single boomer that hated the S550 when it came out.
Yeah, but I like the S550.
Now,
I didn't dislike it that much then. I didn't like the hood line at the front. I thought it should have been lower like an Aston.
you just sounded like every single person that when the S550 was unveiled.
They wouldn't make a mention towards it needing being like an Aston. No.
No, the thing that kills me about the new car, like I said, I don't like the styling of it because it does kind of look more like a Camaro than anything else. It's the fucking dash.
You know why? Because the Camaro's gone bye-bye.
Yeah, I know the Camaro's gone by, but
Yeah, but the Camaro's god awful.
Oh, God. At least you can see out this fucking thing.
That's a plus.
At least you can see out of it.
You can't see out.
yeah, but that means if you're driving it, people can see you in it.
That's why you take your windows.
And honestly, it wasn't. I get what they were trying to do, not a complete change, but a subtle change.
But that's
It's a shitty subtle change.
but that's the other thing that kind of bugs me is because the whole time they were teasing this as going to be an all new
And
car
I would have appreciated a complete
based
redesign.
on the Explorer platform. That's what we were told. It's going to be the 650 is going to be an all new car. It's going to be on a different platform, a shared platform.
Not around that. I would take a Mustang 3.5 twin turbo rear wheel drive.
But it's not.
Just saying.
But no, the thing that absolutely kills me about the car is that they're going touchscreen on the dash.
You know, the
Hey,
SN90.
Chris. It's Chris from Clutch Shift Go.
Hi,
He's
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Howdy.
Hey, the SN95 was supposed to be a totally new car, but it was
Yeah, it was
just
gonna
a
be a
fucking
probe.
Fox.
No, it's going to be a Pro.
Well, yeah, but which was going to be a 626.
Well, at least it's not like Mazda. You heard about the new Mazda Speed 3? Neither have I.
Oh.
And that's why Josh made his own.
No, for the Mustang though, it's the dash and the screen. And the thing is, only the premium model gets the glass panel across everything.
Otherwise, you get and I understand. Otherwise, you get two iPads that are literally super.
They're not even iPads. They're like a couple of tablets from the Wish store, from Wish.com.
Yeah, super glued to the fucking dashboard.
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that, but I really do like the front end of the car.
It's horror. It's hideous.
I like the front end of the car. I
It's
like the
hideous.
rear end of the car. I like the car all on its own.
Well, from time to time, you do demonstrate that your sense of taste is buried firmly in your ass. Go ahead.
And on that note, no.
And on that bombshell.
You know what? I like it. And you know what? I like the Mustang too. Also,
I had a Mustang too.
they're
I've owned
shit, but I
saw
fucking
King
like
Kong
them.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
The
a guy.
brown one.
Is it? Oh, there's one that runs around here. It's not a Cobra, but it is a V8 car. It's black with white stripes, and this is daily, and has been for years.
There's also a blue one. It said King Cobra on the side.
You know what? I like Malays era cars. I love them. They're boats. They're slow. They're comfy. I like them.
That is one thing about American cars from the 70s, and even the big cars from the 80s. They had comfortable seats. It was like a couch rolling down the highway.
Yeah.
You could just gobble up the
And
miles.
you could probably get a CB radio from the factory.
But those are the kind of cars that could just absolutely gobble up the miles. And when you got out of it, you weren't beat up and tired.
No, you couldn't take a corner.
No,
You couldn't stop.
I didn't say anything
You
about
couldn't
turning.
go fast.
But
You
you're
could
not in a
get
rush.
there. No, you were on the
Unless
interstate.
you're running from the cops.
They were great on the interstate, and even with that,
Even
you're
if you're running
smoking.
from the cops
Hey,
and
you're
stuff?
smoking the Bandit 77 Trans Am. Only had 180 horsepower.
In comfort.
Oh yeah, they had Hal Needham and the crew had to modify the shit out of that car
To do anything.
to make those movies.
Burnout? It didn't do a burnout from the factory.
So anyway.
So anyway,
I understand that we're not really doing kind of a Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids type of car-ish, but
Not
We're
our-
just doing an appreciation.
Not our
post.
normal kind of gig. So I did find a vehicle on Cars and Bids.
yeah.
And since there's only the two of you, I figured, that wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah.
So Mike came up with the idea of, well, why don't we just view the car, and then we'll sort of just chit-chat about
Appreciate
it.
it. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Mike,
Chat about
why
it.
don't you cruise your little patootie on over here? You have 2 fully functional legs.
They're half legs. Oh, I like it already. I want it.
Oh, yeah. So what I found here for us to look at is a 1995 Toyota Hi-Ace Super Custom Living Saloon EX.
Oh, what'd you do?
I frickin' love the names that they come up with these things in Japan.
I love the wheels.
They're just
Yeah.
steel wheels.
I
Yeah,
know,
just
and
do
I
wheels.
like it.
But no, the names they have with something like, yeah, the like
Like
luxury
the
custom.
Nissan
deluxe.
Homie.
Yeah.
Or Mitsubishi Delica.
Yeah. Starlighter or
Yeah.
Stargazer or
God, I still remember the Delica that
Alright.
we saw
Yes,
at
Sebring.
Sebring.
That's
what was cool about that is that it rolled by and me and Mike were both like,
Delica!
Delica! And the dudes looked at us and were like, holy shit. These guys looked at us and were like, holy shit, they know what it is.
Could you imagine being that pimp that you have a sunroof and a moonroof?
You have 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 open roofs on that thing. The middle row of the seats on this thing can be turned around so they're backed up to the front seats so everybody in the back can literally sit face to face and have a party. And look how clean this thing is inside. So what we got here, like I said,
Oh, and
so
curtains, so you can jack off in privacy.
the curtains are powered.
Even better.
They can be operated by the passenger next to the window, and there's also switches on the dash. You can open and close them from the front seat.
You can smell your panties from a vending machine instantly.
Yes.
Now look at that thing.
Thing's got air conditioning vents all
With
over the
that.
place.
ashtrays everywhere!
The thing's got air conditioning vents all over the place.
There's a speaker.
It's got speakers all over the place. So anyway, so 1995 Toyota Hi-Ace. It has 106,700 kilometers.
Oh, so it's been moved around?
It is a 3-liter turbo diesel inline 4, rear-wheel drive, 4-speed automatic. And it currently has a clean Maryland title, so it's imported and everything else. And the seller is known as Tokyo Motors DC.
Are they out of DC?
Hmm?
Yeah, out of DC.
Well, Maryland title,
Wow,
I guess they were
that's-
pretty close.
Wow, that's really clean underneath.
Oh, this whole thing is like really
Wow.
clean.
Like, everything is one color. There's like not even surface rust on it.
And this is a very recent. Oh, excuse me. No, it has 171,700 kilometers or 106,000 miles.
Yeah.
But still, 100,000 miles. Look how clean this friggin' thing is. So obviously that
Hey,
thing.
it is Toyota.
But I mean, you look at that one. Obviously,
Whoa! Yeah, okay.
but obviously, I mean, you look at that thing. That thing was never driven in the snow,
No.
or any kind of salted roads, and it definitely
And
wasn't.
It wasn't driven even around like.
It wasn't any of the
like
coastal
beach.
areas. Yeah, it wasn't any of the coastal areas on the
areas.
beach either.
That's really clean.
Reportedly imported in January of this year. So, but it's 1995,
I love
so
the
it's
graphics.
yeah. So I mean, it's easily exceeds the 25-year rule. So
That little thing is
15-inch
fantastic.
steel wheels, a rear parking mirror, front, middle, and rear sunroofs.
Oh, it has that rear parking mirror like that.
Like we saw in the
CRV.
Like the
CRV
CRV down there,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I showed him that, and I'm like, "Yo, that's a right-hand drive CRV. It's got the
Yeah, before you-
that little CCX, the Mitsubishi thing that I saw
Yeah.
out in my neighborhood. That was currently up at Brian's shop. They need to find an alternator for it. Brian said he found one in Germany.
Yes.
So yeah, it's got factory 15-inch steel wheels, rear parking mirror, front, middle, and rear sunroof, soft close power-operated sliding door, folding, sliding, and swiveling second row seats, folding third row seats, power-operated curtains, plus front and rear climate control systems. Modifications include tinted windows, a carrozzeria touchscreen, and an Alpine TV that you can see strapped to the back of the driver's seat.
Look at that thing.
But I mean, just. Oh, it also has rain guards on the front windows,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a Japanese toll card reader in it,
Oh, that's good.
so it basically speaks Japanese every time you get it
Yeah.
fired up. So known flaws are faded and cracked exterior decals, some chips on the front end, scratches on the bumpers, a dent on the driver's side quarter panel,
That faded though.
stain on the center console, holes in the glove box door and passenger side rear some rear shock bushings are cracked. Selling dealer states that the engine oil was recently changed. He adds that the timing belt was last changed at about 100,000 kilometers or 62,000 miles ago.
Still
Has
not bad.
has 2 keys, owner's manual, import documents, and a full set of the rubber floor mats.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But, I mean... Oh, yeah, there's actually a couple of videos here, too, that I didn't bother to watch. But, I mean, you look at the shot of the engine. Look how clean that is.
Yeah, it's clean.
Like, everything about this thing is not like it's been cleaned. It's just been very well maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever owned this car
Yeah, 'cause
originally, they
you
cared
can
about it.
You can tell there's like dirt around stuff, but it's not like it's been like meticulously detailed
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is... Oh, and by the way, I saw a Town Ace, either a Town Ace or a High Ace van in Beverly Hills a few days ago delivering mail.
Yep. The big one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I saw the big one that was like, it had a bunch of people in it. It was a bus.
That's the one that I sent in my rearview mirror?
Yeah.
Yep, that's that.
Yeah, I saw
White
it.
and silver?
Yeah, I saw it in that
Yep.
one in Beverly Hills delivering mail.
Hmm.
But,
That's cool.
yeah, and the thing is, so, I mean, I guess we could do a little guess on it.
I don't know, what do you think?
I mean, not so much for the bragging rights, but just out of
I
curiosity.
think
which-
like,
No,
probably
I would say probably about
10,
like...
I was
No,
thinking
I was
like-
going to say like 14 probably.
I was thinking like around 10 grand.
$7,300.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not
Now,
bad
it
at
might have
all.
brought something close to those numbers on Bring a Trailer, because
Oh,
Bring a
yeah.
Trailer's money laundering.
$7,300 for the coolness factor.
And just
for-
the utility.
Yo,
Well, I was going to say, I'd
and
rip
that-
out the seats and make it a little mini RV camper.
Well,
Oh,
not,
yeah, I
not
mean-
only that, you keep it the way it is. You can go to all the van shows, which there are actually a lot of them, thanks to Orlando Street Vans and all that. Which I mean, and also the Freeze for All that I went to.
Yeah,
There was 4 or 5 JDM vans that were there
yeah.
that were full on like that. That people were camping out of and all that. Like seriously, like even though it was raining and that, like guys, that
No
would.
yeah, that's what I had saw, Mike. There's like no undercoating underneath it. It
Yeah.
all looked nice.
Yeah, like I said, not like it had been like dry ice blasted or
Yeah,
professionally
no,
cleaned.
no,
It
that
was just
just
clean.
It was just
Yeah.
clean. Like you could tell, it had never been in the salt.
pretty
Really,
cool.
probably wasn't driven in the snow. It probably wasn't run through mud trails, and it
Yeah.
wasn't driven on the beach. I mean, that thing was just a very well
That thing
cared
was
for
nice.
van.
But no, for that price, I mean, you can't beat it. Like, that's a great daily driver. With it being a diesel, even with its size, you're still going to see really good gas mileage off of it. You're going to be able to put around a bunch of people. And
Yeah, I mean-
it's just, like, you can go to
Yeah,
a
it-
local's Cars and Coffee and be the coolest fucking person that shows up at a Cars and Coffee. Like, for $8,000. Like, that's
Oh,
not a bad price.
Speaking of cars, one of the more amusing things that it amused the shit out of me anyway, because I'm an oddball like this. At our local Cars and Coffee a few months ago, there was a shitbox Pinto wagon. I didn't know it was a shitbox.
Yeah, I know what one
But-
you're talking about.
It had an old school carbureted blow-through setup,
Oh, the
2.3 Turbo Lima.
It was wonderful. I loved it.
Absolute nugget of a car. A guy rolled up in a 599 Fiorano with the top down, thinking he's all cool and shit. Not a lot of people went over and looked at his Ferrari.
Everybody looked at
Everybody
that
was
Pinto.
going over, looking at that Pinto, and just having a smile from it. Everybody was enjoying that little shitbox nugget. Nobody gave a shit about the Ferrari,
And see,
which I
that's
just found
the
amusing.
greatest thing about Cars and Coffee is
You don't know what's going to show up.
you don't,
And
it's
if it
one
does
of those,
show up-
you think that you're gonna be like, if you went to any other car show, okay, I'm showing up a Ferrari and all that, people are gonna come towards it. You go to our Cars and Coffee, no, we want to see the unique and eclectic
Yes.
versus supercar.
I know. It's like he took out a credit card for vocabulary.
Yeah. I just recently learned that word,
I
so
was talking about the alternator from earlier.
yeah.
Well, anyway, I think that's about it for tonight. And
Yeah,
we'll be back
it was a very laid back night.
It wasn't too bad for
but-
This was definitely a casual Friday.
It was a casual Friday, and
Yeah,
I
well,
have
at least-
to give
At least we
a
know how to use the ghetto screen, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're good.
but I have to give a huge shout out to Ryan's Garage. Thank you so much. Like
Yeah, for stopping
that
by.
seriously means a lot to us because we've been following you for a long time on TikTok and that, and watching your build of the Moist Mullet and then also the Dale Lawnmower, especially me and that, and it really does mean a lot that you decided to come on and watch us lower ranking people. So thank you
I'm not
very
chucking the bottle.
much. Yeah, no, don't chuck the bottle.
Have a good night, guys.
Kick
See
the
you in 2
baby.
weeks.
Don't
Yeah.
kick the baby.
Yeah, don't